What's cracking, Rhetorical Thoughts? It's your boy, Eddie, back at it again. And today, we're talking about mukbangs.
$3.99 for all you can eat. Well, I'ma stuff my face to a funky beat. We're gonna walk inside and guess what's up? Put the food on my plate and some coke in my cup. Give me some chicken, fake surprise, living past me and lettuce, I'ma pass it by. So keep shoveling onto my plate. You give me some sweets and a lot of cake. Give me some hot macaroni and cheese. Give me some more food, please. Give me some bologna, salami, and ham. Toast with butter and strawberry jam. I love it whether the food is cold or hot. Put a burger on the plate and it'll hit the spot. We'll eat everything in an incredible feat. $3.99 for all you can eat. All you can eat. All you can eat.
So, for the uninitiated, a mukbang is essentially whereby someone just broadcasts themselves eating a crap ton of food. It's basically an eating show. I think it actually translates to that. Not sure. I'll Google that later. But anyway, this phenomenon is surprisingly large and somewhat popular on YouTube. Now, I say surprising because I look at this stuff and I think it requires less investment and imagination than most ASMR channels, and I always sort of consider them to be at the bottom of the creativity hierarchy. Bit of a telling sign when it takes 40 minutes to make a 40-minute video. Anywho, I digress. These videos get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views, somehow. And without really doing any research, I think it's because of three different types of people who consume this content. This is what my instincts tell me, at least. People number one, lonely people. I think there are people who want to sit down and enjoy a meal and have some sort of vicarious experience while eating with someone on camera. Look, it's sad, but then, it's similar to like having a commentary track on a movie, maybe. It's like a commentary track to your meal, possibly. I don't know. Heck, look, even sometimes I've synced up Joe Rogan's Fight Companion podcasts with UFC events. So I can kind of get this. It's kind of sad, actually. Anywho, person number two is kids. I think a lot of these channels either explicitly or subliminally direct their content towards kids in terms of their personality, their thumbnails, their titles, and just how they present the stuff overall. I could probably give you a rant about the moral and health implications of this, considering there's so many restrictions on advertising food to kids, and then this is sort of just children's content, which is just... Yeah, that's another video for another time. Finally, pervs. For some reason I think this is the majority. I shouldn't say pervs. Pervs might be a bit offensive, but I think for some people this can lend to some sort of fetish. It reminds me of, have you ever seen people who are into what's called feeding, whereby generally you have a skinnier, healthy-ish, normal-ish sort of person who's with an obese to a morbidly obese person, and they sort of get their rocks off on feeding them like pancakes and thick shakes. Usually it's the thinner one doing the feeding, I should say. I don't get it, but hey, look, different strokes, different folks. And I think that maybe mukbangs could be almost like porn for them, in almost like an equivalency to watching someone masturbate. It's them watching someone just gorge on this disgusting amount of food. But again, I digress. As I said, this isn't for me, so it's not for me to judge. Get your hustle on, folks. Don't worry about how disgusting, gluttonous, and wasteful your content is. Forget about those horrendous health implications that could be directly attributed to you eating 20 packets of noodles or a family-sized pizza in one sitting. Forget about it. And you know what? Who cares that you don't really provide any real substance? At absolute best, you provide non-substantive reviews, if any, of the food that you're eating. And once again, fuck it. Who gives a fuck if you're not a cooking show and the first half of the video isn't you cooking us, you teaching us how to cook, and just us watching you eat is just you expressing your barbecue pitmaster privilege.
Of course, as always, we do apologize for eating from you like this, but of course we call this pitmaster privilege.
Most of these channels are essentially harmless and clean. But I said most. Insert Nickocado Avocado. to say about old mate Nickocado Avocado? Well, on the surface, he's a mukbang YouTuber, famous for essentially just producing content of him eating disgusting amounts of food. Gluttony, probably the word of the day. But there's layers to Nick's channel, so the further you dig into his content, you realise that he doesn't just produce mukbang content, you realise that he also produces another type of content, what I'm going to title as breakdown content. And no, it's not him breaking down foods, breaking down movies, breaking down anything, it's literally just him recording himself breaking down. I mean, he quite literally films, edits, and uploads videos of him just having absolute freakouts. Now, I'm still somewhat undecided as to whether Nick's mentally ill, whether he's acting a part, or maybe he's just a touch dramatic.
What's up right now? Don't you dare call me dramatic. I am not dramatic. I want to see you. 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 I'm not even playing with you. You sit there and get some boiling hot water in your apples. Get some boiling hot water, scalding hot, with red hot chili pepper paste. I want to see you when people can't even stomach the fucking Korean fire noodles, let alone put it in their apples. How dare you call me dramatic? Really? You people make me fucking sick. Get the fuck out of here. How dare you call me dramatic? How dare you call me dramatic? I want to see you add that to your goddamn fucking morning routine. You brush your teeth, you put on deodorant, you get the shit out your coochie, and you take a damn shower, and then you add some Korean fire noodles, boiling, scalding hot water in your eyes, and then you can decide if you call me dramatic.
Now look, some of his breakdowns are for legitimate reasons. While I don't agree with uploading them, you know, his husband's cheating on him, he's getting divorced, him and his husband are breaking up. Legitimate reasons to be freaking out and breaking down. As I said, I don't agree with posting it online, but end of the day, it's his prerogative. But then every now and then, in this mess that is breakdown content, you see examples of this like drama queen manchild side of him. For example, so one of his videos opens with him crying and freaking out that his food's getting damaged or something from him standing there.
Spent so much money on this.
And then he further reveals that his pants are stuck.
No, my pants are stuck.
Like they're ripping, his pants are stuck somewhere. That's a massive dilemma. It instantly conjures up images of that gag from like TV shows and movies whereby, you know, a girl's dress or skirt gets caught in a door or something and it closes, or she walks away or the car drives away, just revealing her underpants. Terribly embarrassing. No one wants to live through that. I understand him freaking out. Wrong. The crack is about the size of my finger and it's about 2 fucking strands of his pants that are caught in the crack.
My pants stuck. Coming out.
The video then continues with him carrying on about how his food's getting damaged, and then further elaborate that 2 Uber drivers have cancelled on him, and both of them he's had to pay the cancellation fee.
Look at my cake, it fell apart. I spent so much money on this, and I tried getting an Uber 2 times, and both of them didn't come to get me, but they still charged me. I don't know, they just said to stay on this road.
I guess Nickocado has no cardo. Haha. And going on from this, he goes into a bit of a rant about how he has no Wi-Fi, he has no data on his phone, he can't use the map on his phone.
I don't know where I'm going. I just ripped my pants. I only have 3 pairs of shorts with me, and I don't have a cell phone plan, and I can't use Wi-Fi for maps, and my ride never came, and they charged me $5. This stuff is so expensive, and now it's getting smashed. My cake.
While carrying around what looks like $200 worth of food, you can't expect me to think that you're that irresponsible, that you had like enough money to buy this food and to cover exactly 2 Uber cancellation fees, and now you're absolutely destitute somewhere in Las Vegas or wherever you are, or that you were that much of a child that you were so afraid to ask a stranger for directions or to use their phone. But the video continues, and I guess due to Nick not having access to maps or anything like that, he finds himself walking through a wind tunnel whereby he's just breaking down even more. Thankfully, this time it's inaudible. the entire video. You see, the dichotomy of Nick is absolutely amazing to me. He's like the living embodiment of the yin-yang symbol or whatever it is. One day he's an absolute mess. He's at his absolute wit's end. He can't take any more and enough is enough.
And all I have is rice noodles. I've been coughing like this for so long.
And then the next day, he's all cheery. He's like, "Hello, my sloths."
Hey guys, hello little sloths. Welcome to my video with my hubby. Mwah. This is Orlin. Everyone should say Team Orlin. Yeah.
Like, are we supposed to forget that you were blowing your nose, crying, coughing, sneezing everywhere, and just an absolute mess yesterday and today? But this is actually one of my major problems with his channel, per se. He presents his channel as a family-friendly sort of thing, drawing in hundreds of thousands of people to consume his family-friendly content. It's disgusting content, in my opinion, but it's family-friendly nonetheless. And then every now and then, one of his videos starts with something like this. To me, that's like a kid watching a Peppa Pig marathon on like Nickelodeon or some shit. Then all of a sudden, between one episode, a disclaimer comes up and it says, "This video is not for children." And then all of a sudden, the next fucking episode isn't Peppa Pig. It's like Jerry Springer uncensored or something. Like, you're gonna have a problem with that. It's like a bait and switch. And as I said, morally, I don't agree with posting these freakouts on YouTube or whatever. But hey, it's his prerogative. If this is how he gets through his problems, all the power to him. But do it somewhere else. Don't do it on the channel that you've designed to have children coming to watch you. That's absolutely fucked up. Something really interesting that I discovered about his channel, sadly recently, is that he actually has a playlist on his channel called Hurt Feelings. It's like his channel's like an installation wizard for commentary channels. It's like, you know, click this box here, yes, 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 no, agree, disagree, and then you've got your fucking video done. I'm almost annoyed that I spent so long scrolling through all these videos trying to find the good ones, when as it turns out Nick's just cherry-picked all the perfect videos to mock him by and made them into a playlist. But look, Nick's not all bad. Putting aside his gluttony and psycho-ish nature,
I have had it up to here. I'm about to go off. Okay?
I can definitely say he's not a racist.
I want to break these chopsticks. I want to break them. I want to go pow, 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 pow. I'm telling you. It's getting slimy. And you know why else I'm mad? My avocado is black. And I'm nothing against black things. It's just rotten.
And I think Nickocado Avocado is going to be a martyr of YouTube. You see, Nickocado is on, I'm just going to call him Nick. You see, Nick is on a one-man quest against clickbait titles. You see, he titles some of his videos almost like a clip from Pornhub. You know, you go on Pornhub and it's like, thick white girl takes black dick. And then the video is a thick white girl taking a black dick. The same way, Nick titles some of his content, crying and eating pizza. And by gosh, that entire video was just Nick crying and eating pizza. Finally, I'm no conspiracy theorist by any stretch, but through watching so much of his content and the way he structures everything, I almost get a vibe from Nick that his channel is designed to be mocked. I think he's purposely doing certain videos and things at certain times and presents himself in a certain way to actually draw negative attention towards him, which I think is really fucked up because, as I said, the majority of his channel is designed for children, and then all of a sudden he does this freak out content, and I don't know. I just think it's super fucked up in so many ways. I don't know what else to say. Watching all these mukbang videos is just makes me feel really uncomfortable and almost sad for the world.